Welcome to the Gadget 360 show, and once again I've been able to pull it off. Yes, an incredible plethora, a very, very different array of products for you today. We'll start off with this LG's brand new projector, the HU810P. It can do many things, including an incredible operating system built into it. But I think the big deal with this is that if you want to go big, and I mean really big, 300 inches big. You know, some multiplexes that you go to have screens much smaller than that. So if you want a bigger than bigger thing, then this could be the way to go. We'll talk a lot more about this. Then we'll move on to a very important category, something everyone's talking about. A lot of you have been asking about this. This is a gadget. It's a 3-in-1 spray for your gadget. So it'll disinfect it, it'll protect it, it'll clean it, and it's predominantly made just for gadgets. And I'll actually demo how to use it, because there is a right and a wrong way of doing it. And exactly what does it really do? I mean, the claim is kills 99.9% bacteria and viruses, but what does that really mean? And I think it's also time to talk about a very important aspect of most people's life, online dating. For the last 1 year, that's completely and dramatically changed. But organizations and apps like Bumble are still very, very proactive. And they're really evolving into what I believe is the next generation of online dating. We'll actually talk to Preeti Joshi, the Vice President of Global Strategy and Operations at Bumble. And I'll also tell you what they're doing with taking forward more safety, more privacy, more security for online dating.
In an effort to improve the experience for YouTube creators, the video posting platform is testing out new designs. One such experiment is for a design that will hide the dislike count that appears below the videos. The YouTube team has highlighted how dislike counts may sometimes motivate a targeted campaign, which can impact a creator's well-being.
And our top story, this is the LG HU810P. If you've noticed, we've started to concentrate a lot on projectors. I think we've done about 3 projectors in the last month or 2. That's because this is a category that is really becoming important, because I think almost every disadvantage that a projector has or used to have has completely and totally now been obliterated with this new generation. For instance, this one has pretty much everything. I mean, look at it. The size, it's not too heavy. Mount it anywhere. You can have it as a tabletop, just like I have it right now. If you have the right amount of distance, this can pull off 300 inches and still a super, super bright screen.
With the projector sales spiking upwards these days, we are seeing a sudden surge in the variety of products being offered. And usually, variety does translate into better innovations. So today on the show, we are reviewing one such innovative projector from LG, the Cinebeam HU810P. The latest projector in LG's well-reputed Cinebeam lineup, it supports 4K resolution and uses a laser light source to project images. With LG claiming it to be one of the best machines in this segment, it is time to test it out for ourselves and judge if it is worth all the hype. LG has followed a minimalist approach when it comes to the design for the HU810P. The projector supports a nice and clean white color that suits its profile and definitely gives a premium appeal. Admittedly, if we go strictly by aesthetics, it is safe to say that the unit will look great with all kinds of decor. The design is also quite practical, since we get adjustable legs on the bottom that help in adjusting its height. This combination of minimalism and practicality continues on the connectivity front as well. Neatly placed at the back of the projector, we get 3 HDMI ports, 2 USB Type-A ports, an optical audio output port and an Ethernet jack. Once turned on, we are greeted with LG's proprietary WebOS that the projector runs on. One of the better OS that we have come across on a projector, both in terms of animation and fluidity. We found it really easy to toggle around the menu and had a lag-free experience while we did so. The well-developed OS comes with preloaded applications like Amazon Prime and Hungama Play. A user can also download more apps from LG's content store. Now that we are familiar with how this projector works, it's time to use it for what this is made for: watching movies. Selecting the 4K cut of our favorite sci-fi blockbusters, we decided to sit back and let the projector do its job. From the first scene itself, we realized how bright the image output was. The projected images were also color accurate, and we could notice each and every detail while we watched our movies. Usually, DLP projectors lag behind when it comes to black levels, but that isn't the case with the HU810P. This can be credited to its adaptive contrast feature and a mechanical iris. A projector essential is also the multiple picture modes that it comes with. And yes, we do get a variety of those on the HU810P. While most of them do bring in a distinct image output, we found the cinema mode to be the best for our testing. But it's not just the video quality that helps to deliver a true cinematic experience, since audio is also equally important. Unfortunately, this is where the 810p struggles a bit. We do get a 5-watt dual speaker setup on board with Dolby Atmos support that delivers a satisfactory performance, but we would recommend connecting external speakers for a better experience. LG bundles its signature Magic Remote with the HU810p, and standing true to its name, this controller doesn't only look great, but also comes with practical features like backlit keys. Additionally, with an inbuilt microphone, the user can control the projector via voice commands, the results of which were satisfactory. And with that, it is time for the verdict. LG has done a great job with the HU810p. The projector features all the trending tech that you would expect from a premium product while staying true to its promise of delivering great image quality thanks to its advanced laser light source. What makes this an even better deal is the 20,000 hours of lamp life being promised by LG. That being said, at Rs 2,80,000, this might not cut the bill for a general consumer. But if you are out there looking to buy a projector, then we would suggest you check it out.
Now let's move on to this. This is the Luxer Nano Gadget Disinfectant Spray. I think important category, and it's not just about the current pandemic or a lockdown. I think this is going to be our future. We've got to make sure that everything we touch is absolutely and totally pristine clean. So this does 3 things. It is called a 3-in-1. It disinfects, protects and cleans. But I want to show you a mistake a few people make when they use something like this. Normally when you take out this and you spray it directly onto a device, that is a huge mistake. So the first thing you do is you actually spray it onto a cleaning cloth, and then you actually go and clean the device. So whether it's the screen or a keyboard, now this evaporates fast. That's one of the reasons why it's not a problem even if you want to do a keyboard. But do remember, if there are any openings like the speaker area or anything, the button that actually exposes something, be a little careful out there, or don't clean that area out, or in some way or the other seal that area temporarily. So that's all you have to really do. Spray and then use it on, and it's actually very, very effective, because I think one of the biggest problems we have is that we're all very used to using devices with dirty screens and a keyboard that has never been touched. I think at times like this, the wake-up call that we've all got really and absolutely makes a difference. Take a look at our story.
We are living in an era where the saying cleanliness is next to godliness has become synonymous with our well-being. We not only make sure that we are washing our hands regularly, but also practice social distancing, not to mention that we all swear by our hand sanitizers at all times. But while we are maintaining our personal hygiene, we can't forget that these invisible enemies like viruses and pathogens are omnipresent, and they can be found on our favorite objects as well. Objects that we interact with all the time, like our smartphone. Here's a fact that might surprise you. It is researched that our smartphones are 10 times more contaminated than a regular toilet seat. While some of us might use regular hand sanitizers to take care of this problem, what we actually need is a more customized solution. And that is exactly the reason why Luxer has recently introduced its latest Nano Gadget Disinfectant Spray, a revolutionary disinfectant solution made specially for our devices. So let's try to understand first what makes this Nano Gadget Disinfectant Spray so special. As it turns out, this product by Luxer carries a unique technology that takes care of all those unwanted viruses that might be present on the surface of our favorite gadgets. Yes, active nanotechnology protects our gadgets against a wide range of transmittable germs and viruses that might harm us when we come in contact with our favorite devices. With just one spray, this active nanotechnology gets into action and eliminates 99.9% of harmful germs and viruses lurking on the surface of our devices. What makes this solution more robust is the fact that it creates a protective layer that remains intact on the device and lasts up to 4 hours. Now that we know what's inside this spray can, it's time to use it by ourselves and disinfect some gadgets. Luxer bundles in a premium microfiber cloth with the disinfectant that adds to the convenience when we are wiping our devices. We start by making sure that the device is not plugged in. Then we cover the potential openings on the device before we start wiping it with the disinfectant. The final step is where things get interesting. We spray the disinfectant on the microfiber cloth and get on with our wiping session. While a single spray is sufficient for a smartphone, it takes about 2 sprays to clean a bigger device like a laptop. What gave us more confidence while using the Nano Gadget disinfectant spray was its anti-static characteristic, which meant there were no unpleasant static feedbacks while we wiped our devices. Once our devices were spick and span and, more importantly, protected against those harmful viruses, we couldn't help but admire the pleasant aqua-fresh fragrance that the disinfectant leaves behind once applied. Also, thanks to its compact size, it is fairly easy to carry the spray around, be it in your bag or for that matter even in your pockets. So should you get the Luxure Nano Gadget disinfectant spray? Absolutely. With its active nanotechnology, this little product makes sure that our devices do not become the motel for unwanted viruses that might end up infecting us. Available at just 100 rupees, this product by Luxure is definitely a secure investment.
And now let's move on to online dating. No. I'm not talking about me. This is not an offer from my side. Unfortunately, I am married. I mean, fortunately for me, but unfortunately for everybody else out there. But we're talking about online dating per se. And we're going to talk about Bumble today. Bumble has become a very important platform and app. It came in completely and totally different, a very, very different platform than all the others. And it's continued to really add on to that. So I'm going to first show you the new changes that they've brought in out there. Then we'll talk to Preeti Joshi of Bumble.
Online dating may well be the single greatest innovation in relationships, a perfect amalgamation of technology, AI, algorithm matching as well as old school human connections. Its popularity went to a whole new level in 2020 when the pandemic hit us. Bumble, the world's first women-centric social networking app, has recently launched a new initiative called Stand for Safety. Part of the company's mission is to create a safer, kinder and more respectful internet to empower women in India to identify, prevent and combat rising digital abuse.
So great, but like I said, we're going to talk to Preeti Joshi, who's Vice President of Global Strategy and Operations at Bumble. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Preeti. So what prompted this entire Bumble Stand for Safety initiative? And share something more about the initiative. What is the need of implementing this at this point of time?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And you know, what we know at Bumble and what our mission is, right, is to create a safer, kinder, equitable, more accountable space on the internet. And what we also know against that is that our work is never done. And so what we heard when we were kind of learning from our daters in India is that 83% of women in India experience online harassment of some kind. And in fact, 1 in 3 people experience this weekly. And so in hearing these things, we decided as a team that we really needed to help bring resources and tools into the hands of our Bumble users. And so what we've done is we've created the first of a kind safety guide, and we've done this in partnership with Safe City. And this guide is meant to empower women in India with crucial information to recognize, prevent, and combat the rise of digital abuse and harassment.
All right, so this is great, but can you suggest some practical, real-world do's and don'ts for the digital safety of women?
Yes, absolutely. So first and foremost, safety is our priority, and our community can visit kind of all of these tips and can find all of these tips and tricks inside of our platform, inside of our app at the Safety and Wellbeing Center. Now, when we think about some of the tips that we could offer, so first, Bumble encourages its community to use its robust block and report tool if anybody feels uncomfortable or unsafe in any way. Now, please trust your instinct and ignore, unmatch, or block someone that you do not feel comfortable with. Second, if you are experiencing any type of unsolicited behavior, it is your responsibility and you should absolutely document the entire interaction.
Preeti, Bumble is one of the first apps to ban body shaming. What prompted this move and what's next for Bumble in this space?
Yeah, so, ultimately our dater or our consumer is at the heart of everything that we do. And we hold our community accountable for their actions, like I've stated earlier. And at Bumble, we have a zero tolerance for hate, aggression, or bullying, and we will do whatever we need to do to support our consumers through this journey. And so as a part of that, and as a part of our extended mission to build a safe and inclusive platform that is rooted in respect and in kindness, we have explicitly banned body shaming from the app. Now, what does that mean? We've updated our terms and our conditions to ban unsolicited and derogatory comments made about someone's appearance, body shape, size, or health. This does include language that can be deemed fatphobic, ableist, racist, colorist, homophobic, or transphobic. And Bumble uses automated safeguards to detect these comments and potentially images that go against these guidelines. And if somebody is found to be using language or visuals like this, then we reach out, our moderators reach out to that person and we share resources and give them a warning, right, on this behavior will not be accepted, and if this user or this consumer on our platform violates again, then we do not hesitate to block them.
Preeti, I have to know this part. Given the situation that we are facing these days, like lockdown and pandemic, how has the world of online dating changed? What were the biggest surprises, biggest revolutions for you?
You know, last year changed the way that we all live our lives in all sorts of unexpected ways. But you're right, it has really redefined our dating rules, and it's really, you know, kind of impacted the way that our daters are navigating virtual and socially distanced dating opportunities. And so what we found in 2020 is that the year appears to have given women in particular, a lot of time and space and even courage to reflect on what kind of relationship they're looking for and to end relationships that, you know, maybe weren't working, to give them the ability and the time to then focus on themselves.
Thank you so much, Preeti. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We'd love to know a lot more from you in the future.
It's so wonderful to be here.
And now on to the watch that is priced at $2,999 and does. I'm actually wondering, is there something this one can't do? So it's a full touch screen, good screen, nice sharp characters. I'm really very, very impressed. Let's take a look at what you can get for 2,999 rupees.
At a time when variety in a particular tech genre has started translating into multiple price points, buyers are having the time of their life. This phenomenon is most relevant in the smartwatch segment, where we get to see a healthy set of options that ring the register at both higher and lower ends of the spectrum. Today on the show, we're reviewing a product that represents the affordable side of the smartwatch world, the Firebolt smartwatch dubbed BSW 001. Heavy on specs and low on price, this smartwatch promises to pack in great value. But does it? Let's find out. Aesthetically speaking, the Firebolt smartwatch has taken inspiration from some existing premium products in the market, which is not necessarily a drawback. The square-shaped dial in its metallic finish is definitely on the lighter side when it comes to weight, but it does feel robust. Our opinion about the build quality is further solidified by the IPX7 water-resistant rating that the watch comes with. We also get replaceable nylon straps with the watch, which are comfortable around the wrist while maintaining firm grip. On the front, we get a 1.4-inch display that shows basic data on the home screen like date, time and steps of the user. Initially, we were not impressed with the brightness of the display, but that thought changed once we disabled the auto brightness feature. With the backlight set to full capacity, the display managed to produce vibrant colors, and we found it easy to read notifications and texts from the watch. In terms of feedback, this is a responsive display. The Firebolt smartwatch runs on a proprietary OS which seems quite similar to the one we get to see on Xiaomi smartwatches. With its colorful animation and easy to understand interface, we did not face any trouble finding our way around it. Overall, the performance was fluid and snappy and better than we expected. This fluid performance can also be credited to the right set of hardware under the hood.
The BSW 001 is powered by a Nordic processor that is well optimized and gives a break-free performance while we interact with the smartwatch. What makes this smartwatch truly shine is the buffet of sensors that it comes loaded with. There is a heart rate monitor which delivers accurate results and comes in handy when we're exercising. There is a blood pressure monitor as well on board, which after some adjustment managed to monitor our BP. Firebolt has also managed to put in an SpO2 monitor on the smartwatch. Now, we won't rely on its reading, but it is impressive to see one here given the price. For added connectivity, the Firebolt smartwatch is compatible with Darfit app, available for both iOS and Android devices. One of the better applications to play around with, we could access comprehensive data and logs about our fitness regimen, along with getting more customization options like downloading watch faces and setting up notifications. Talking about the battery life, during our testing, the smartwatch lasted about 4 days before we had to plug it in. Not bad considering we had all the sensors turned on around the clock. And with that, it is time for the verdict. While the Firebolt smartwatch might lack some premium features like a mic and speaker setup or a well-nourished OS, it still stands its ground as a solid option for a customer looking to upgrade from a fitness band. Available now at a special price of 2,999 rupees on Amazon, the Firebolt smartwatch packs in great value.
That then is the Gadget 360 show this week with me, Rajiv Makhni. I'll see you next week.